All righty. All right, guys, let's get started. So, Strength is Freedom is my website. Why is strength freedom?
Movement. Okay, I'm drawing a blank. You go.
Freedom
Well,
from illness.
let's say you take medication
Yeah.
and something happens and you got to get out of town and you got to do something. Are you free?
Let's define strength.
Stress?
Strength.
Strength?
Is it beyond just the physical strength?
Well, of course, it's emotional. Yeah, emotional strength is very important, but we're focusing here on the physical, which can help with the mental for sure. Good point. So if you needed to, you guys have a farm, you needed to lift something 50 pounds, 100 pounds, can you do it? Can you walk 10 miles? Could you run if you had to? Can you do whatever you needed to be able to do at any particular time? I kind of like having that option because there's no weakness. You're not a liability to people or to yourself. So a little bit about me. We talked a little bit earlier, but my name is Mark Burick. I'm 64. I've led a pretty active life most of the time. I graduated chiropractic school in 1992 and practiced for 30 years, mostly in the Seattle, Washington area. One of the main sports I used to do was skiing, and I was a mogul skier. I kind of, not to scare you, but I kind of like self-abuse a little bit. And moguls are a great option for that. And so I used to take Thursdays off, and that was a ski day. And when I'd come back in to see patients on Friday, I'd come in like this, and they're like, "Hey, doc, you go skiing yesterday?" "Yep." "You have a good time?" "Oh, I had a great time." I just couldn't move. So bent over. I've had a pile of car accidents, work injuries, being a manual chiropractor for 30 years and taking pride in being able to adjust big people is pretty fun. I've diagnosed arthritis in my neck. I've got herniated discs in my low back, flat feet since childhood, basically, not in textbook shape, right? However, we moved to Mexico. We got out of the States this past June, and we have we moved down in our Silverado with a rooftop tent and a 20-foot trailer. And we got to this place in Pátzcuaro, and my wife was taking a shower, I think, and I was trying to get her suitcase out of the back of the truck. And I climbed in there thousands of times. And it was really funny. It was a heavy suitcase, of course. And I'm trying to wedge it, and I'm perpendicular to the tailgate, and I step, and my foot went off the tailgate. Now, one of the sports I never played was gymnastics. However, I did my first and only cartwheel right off the truck, landed on my head and my left shoulder. That was the telling end of lifting my arms. I couldn't put my arms over my head. Just putting my shirt on or taking it off was really hard. I'd get these nagging, level 9 aches that last like 15 seconds. So it was a problem. However, what I'd like to share with you is one of the things that I used to get better. And it's my warm-up on my website. It's on almost probably 95% of my YouTube channels. My YouTube videos, and it's called Calf Jumps and Spinal Hygiene. Now, what it is, and again, you guys seem like you're in pretty good shape. I'm going to just demonstrate. We're gonna have our knees we're gonna have them straight but not locked, and then we're just gonna jump on our toes a little bit, just kind of bounce. Okay? If you haven't done that, if your feet are weak, if your calves are weak, you may want to dial it back a little bit. I'm going to do it for 30 seconds, and then we're going to turn our head in a particular way, and then I'm going to do a 30 seconds, and we're going to do another motion, and we're going to go through, and there's 6 of them. So it'll be about 3 minutes of the calf jumps. 3 months of it. That would continuously. Now, why do we do this? the calf jumps are important for a few reasons. One is they help build strength in your feet. Your feet and your hands are the tires in your body, okay? A lot of times they're neglected. They were when I was a child. They were said, you have flat feet, you need to wear orthopedic shoes. I have never had a loafer except slippers. You always have to have a tie shoe, and that's the way it is, right? So it's going to help build some strength in your feet. It's going to help work your calves a little bit. And the other thing that it does is it helps with lymphatic drainage. The lymph system is part of our rain gutters and to help get our crap out of our body. And when you jump around like that, it helps it quite a bit. And when we were on our way to Mexico, we stopped. We were in South Carolina. We moved from what I call North Korea or Seattle to South Carolina, which was a pretty free place. And then we were coming across, and we decided to go through Tulsa. And when I was at this park, there was this guy that was kind of choking. He had just taken a supplement, and it was stuck in his throat. And I'm like, let's try this. And it cleared. So there's a whole other option to use for calf jumps. So if you're ready, if you want to play, come on up. And we're going to just, again, if you want to do like 5 or 10, that's fantastic. I'm going to do it for about 30 seconds. And then the first motion is going to be the head forward and back. The second motion is going to be head side to side. The third one is going to be, as you probably guessed, turning. And then we're going to do forward and back here, turning, and side to side. Okay? So let's begin. It's a good way to start the day, even if it's at 11 o'clock. Cool. Alrighty. Now, forward and back, nice and slow. If you feel any pain anywhere, don't go to that point. Stop before it. And we'll do about 20 of these. Good job. Two more. And up. Great doing them on your bare feet is awesome. I do. Everybody okay?
Yep.
Right on. All right. Side to side. And try to stand nice and tall. If you want to put your palms facing forward, go right ahead. Awesome. Two more, each side. All right. You can go really high, or you could do little ones. Again, it'll be interesting to see how you guys do after this. Yay. All right, and we're going to do some turning, neck turning. Anybody hear any crackling going on?
Yeah, well.
No problem. Means you need to move more. As long as there's no pain with it. 2 more. And go at it. Again, you could make this your own. Awesome, and I see it's happening. Little slalom skier over there, Shelly. All right, now for this one, I'll show you on the side. What I'll do is keep your legs straight and go all the way back. All right. Ah. Two more to go. Nice, Mark. All righty. Now side to side. Two more. Awesome. Coming to the home stretch. Literally. All right. And turning. One more. All right. Now, when you do these, I should have said it before, it's nice to really do it with an intention. When after I fell out of the truck and couldn't lift my arms, I set a goal to be able to do a handstand, which I've never been able to do in my life because I've had weak shoulders. I set it to be able to do by the end of last year, and I did it, right? So when I would do my calf jumps, when I do my training, I am visualizing myself being able to do a handstand that I've never been able to do, and I couldn't do a push-up, I couldn't do a plank, I couldn't hold myself up. So I had to rebuild everything to get stronger. And I had, you know, the first handstand, it is on my YouTube channel. It wasn't pretty, but it was done. It was against the wall. Yeah. Again, being able to put it on, it was awesome. I'm going to work on doing a better one. It was a walk up the wall, honestly, which again, it counted for me considering where I was. So now with all of these injuries and all of this stuff that I had, what caused that? What causes injury? It's about force. So if your body can't handle the forces that are acted upon it, you're going to get hurt, right? Pretty simple. And it's universal. So if you're able to train your body to a level higher than anything you're going to come in contact for that day or that year or that life, you're not going to get hurt, right? And so it caused me to want to set some more goals. So if I can share them. This year I tried surfing in the 90s at once and I liked it. I tried it a couple years ago and liked it, and now I want to do it. And we're so nice. We're 3 hours from a beautiful beach in Troncones. So that's on my agenda. And the other one that was a monster for me is those of you that have kids. You see parents holding their kid on their shoulders. When my daughter, who's now, she's 14 and a half, when she was 10 pounds, I couldn't put her on my shoulders without searing pain, instantly, like that, right? And it was a real bummer to have that happen. So my goal, the other goal is by the end of June, I want to put my daughter, who's now 15, on my shoulders and carry her around. So stay tuned, because I know I'm going to be able to do it. So anybody think the body is self-healing and self-regulating? Anybody not? Good answer. The thing is, and again, we talked about this a little bit earlier, is that as a chiropractor, when I was in chiropractic school back in the late 80s and early 90s, the body is self-healing and self-regulating. The power that made the body heals the body. Heard it hundreds of times, said it thousands of times. And then it came to my attention, if the body is self-healing and self-regulating and somebody's got something going on in their neck or their wherever, why am I touching it? Right? As a chiropractor, why am I touching it? Because the body's self-healing and self-regulating. They told us that, and I believe it. That's what really, when I started doing, and I've done this training a little bit longer, for a while, not just this past 6 months, but that was the big earth-shattering move for me that said chiropractic is no more. Because instantly, because again, I have ethics. I can't do something that I don't believe in. So unfortunately, some of my friends can. They're still chiropractors, and I told them, man, this ain't right. It's not right. You're taking people's money, but at best, you're giving them pain relief. And massage, anything that's passive, so being done to you versus active, okay? If you were to come into me as a chiropractor and you can't turn your head to the right, there's a 90+% chance when you walk out of the office, I could get your head to turn to the right. However, is that the best thing for you? Because the body was saying, there's a problem here. You need to do something. Not go see somebody and pay them 50 or $100, right? That wasn't, and again, I'm not trying to bash any professions in any way, but it just doesn't make sense. Where if what we just did here a few minutes ago, yeah, you can't turn your head to the right, let's say, but can you bend your head forward? Yes. Can you bend your head back? Yes. Can you tip it to the left? Yes. Yes. Can you turn here? Yes. Then you should do those things a lot, like hundreds of times a day. And then you'll be like, oh, I could turn a little bit. And then you do it more, and then you do it more, and then your body is able to figure that out and correct that, because it's only giving you feedback. That's what it is. There are virtually no diseases. It's all adaptations, because that's all your body does is heal and adapt, right? So you have the power, and that's what made this so awesome, is to be able to give the power to you guys, because who knows you better than you? You can't go to school and learn about you. You've been around a while. I've been around a while. I know what it's like to be hurt. And I know what it's like to feel well. And I know that if I could do something, and I'm definitely going to hurt myself again because I want to live. I've got a lot of stuff to do, but I could fix it. I don't need to go to anybody else. So that's a biggie. And another one that's important is that, if you go to somebody and you got a back pain, what are they going to treat? Your back, right? But what if the back isn't the problem? As we talked about earlier, the tires, the feet and the hands, that's the key. That's was the problem for me. You know, I had even skiing, like my feet killed me every time, every ski run for decades. I'd unbuckle my boots because of the pressure. Or even stand-up paddle, what I did recently. When I did it before I did training, my feet would cramp like really quickly on a board, standing on the board. And now I could do it forever. It's really, really fun, and it's very liberating. Again, we already talked about the passive and active. Let's see. Do you know anybody that has the mentality of, oh, I used to do that when I was younger, but I can't do that anymore? Oh, that's too hard. Geez, it looks like fun, but Or, and my sister told me this a lot, like, you know, when you get older, you want to get a 1-floor house so that you don't have any steps when you get old. And I'm like, when we moved to South Carolina, we specifically got a 3rd-floor apartment with no elevators, which is a bitch to move in and out of. But I did steps every day, every single day for free. And I try to get as much free stuff as I can, which is why I'm coming up with a tips and tricks video. I like to do weird stuff to myself where I'll stand on one foot and brush my teeth. And then, because that's kind of fun. And then really to really mess with yourself is switching hands and switching feet. And I had long hair when the COVID crap was around, and I wasn't going to wear a diaper on my face to get a haircut. So my hair was really long and it looked really bad. But what I would do is I would brush my hair and my teeth and stand on one leg. And then when the timer went off, I would switch everything. And it's really good for, that stuff is really good for brain development, to learn new stuff. You know, people are like, oh, you know, when you get older, you need to do crossword puzzles. But if people have been doing crossword puzzles for 80 years, what is a crossword puzzle on the 81st year going to do to that person? Like 0, versus learning how to dance, right? Learning new stuff. Your brain, your body always wants to learn stuff, and it wants to be strong. We're all human athletes, and especially for the unfortunate ones that are from the U.S., it's a devolved society. You know, in a lot of places in the U.S., if somebody steps off the curb and they blow their Achilles out, they put a ramp in. They don't tell the person to level up and to get stronger, right? And it's a bad system. So that's what I'm doing. My goal is to be able to have all of you and anyone that wants to join to be able to fix anything in their body, virtually anything. Again, if there's a bone sticking out, you know, and out of the skin, that may be outside of my comfort zone, but you get the picture. Most of the time, 99% of the time, that ain't gonna happen. So right now I'm doing private sessions, one-to-one. I'm looking at developing a small group of 5 that I'm gonna do remotely, and I do Zooms. And to be able to give that person or the people the tips, and also to get them in the flow. It's so easy to, it's too cold out. And that has been, even here, I'm a morning trainer, and in the warmer months, I'm out there at 8 o'clock because the sun has to come up over our wall in our place to be able to get a little bit more comfortable. And it has been a little bit chilly. So it's been moved to 9. And, you know, I just love it. And it's easy to say, you know, I'm going to take off today, or I'm going to not do that. I'll get it later. But for me especially, I like the morning. I like to get it done. Then I don't have any excuses. If I have a meeting, if I have a whatever, it doesn't matter because I've already got my training in. But I also get stuff in throughout the day. You know, when I'm finished with the video that I record, I go up on the roof and I get sun. I love the sun, and the early sun is awesome. And it's really healing for so many healing properties in the sun that we don't know about, way more than vitamin D. It of course gets a bad rap like everything else. You know, we got to block it. That's why we got to have those chemtrails up there. So we we got to block out the sun. But
Have you seen any chemtrails in Pasquaro?
occasionally, yeah, not as many as there are in the U.S. for sure. But anyway, one line that I came up with that I'm going to put on my website is, do you know anybody that's a weak, W-E-A-K, and whiner that wants to be an everyday warrior? That's who I'm looking for. That's who I'm looking for. Not as good when you say it, especially unless you spell it a little bit. But you can check me out on my YouTube channel. It's called Training Every Day for Life. And our website just launched, and it is strengthisfreedom.org. And that's what I have for you guys today. Does anybody have any questions or anything?
If you're ready to break free from limitations, to transform your life and your health, check out the other videos on my channel. Let's embark on this journey together. Get your ass in gear.